were you primarily focusing on, doing modeling?
You make a video, a reel for Instagram, put that on TikTok, put that on Facebook.
He beat everybody for the men's open division.
Usually when someone tells me they're natural, I take their word for it.
You were done competing in the IBB, right?
People are like, oh, Jeff's dead, he died.
Speaking of your name, even when you were done competing in the IBB, right, your name was, and still is, it's huge. You built a tremendous following across different social media platforms. Like, how were you able to do it? I mean, because at that time, like when you came into business, 2013, it was just, the Instagram just started happening, right? Like, how did you figure it out? How did you build such a big following at the time?
Well, I mean, I think I got in at a good time, back before it's nowadays it's so saturated. It's tough to break out because you have so much competition. So I got started back in like 2012 and it was not as many guys, not as much competition, but I think the biggest thing is just making unique content, because I'll see a lot of people, they want to build a big name for themselves in social media, but they're kind of doing all the same shit as everyone else. Well, you got to stand out from the pack somehow. So you got to be doing new stuff, unique stuff, creative stuff. You got to think a little bit for what you want to do. I mean, there's only so many workout videos you can make.
Right.
So I think the thing that helped me stand out was just kind of trying to be different, Nowadays, I think it's like you got to have good video equipment, good audio equipment, and the creativity. You got to have some creativity too. But it's like now there's so many people doing it. You got to have a good camera. So like you got to invest a little bit in yourself if you want to like actually have like the iPhone content. It just ain't working. Mm-hmm. So I think for me personally, just doing different kind of stuff, and I kind of got involved on TikTok a little late. I started doing TikTok like a year ago, but that's actually growing pretty good. I mean, having fun with that and just being on all the platforms, man. And I think one good advice, if anyone's watching this video, is like, look, if you're if you're just on Instagram, you got to be on all the different platforms. And it's so easy to be posting on all these because you make a video, a reel for Instagram, put that on TikTok, put that on Facebook. You can put that on Instagram Shorts, just the same thing. So don't limit yourself, because sometimes I'll be posting on Facebook and it's like some people on Facebook don't got an Instagram. So you can just post the same content on all these different platforms. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just still trying to do it.
Do you still like social media? Do you still like social media right now? Because I know at one point you stopped posting, right? Like you disappeared for a while.
Yeah, I didn't post. That was a little bit after I stopped posting.
Right.
I went on a pretty serious bulk, dude. I got up to 232 pounds.
Oh wow, really?
Fat. Yeah, I got kind of fat, man. And then I'm like, and the thing is like I was.
Oh wow.
It's kind of a dirty bulk, so. Put some size on when I did that, and then I'm like, I don't really want to come back.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
Looking massive, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cut. I did like a 5-month cut, and then I came back. I think I came back. I did it was a Netflix series called The G Word. I did an audition. I booked that, and then this is a good comeback video. I'll do that. I posted that, and that was kind of like the return. And yeah, that was a massive bulk, dude. My blood pressure got out of control. It was not very healthy.
Why did you do it?
I wanted to put size on, man. And I'm like, the only way I'm going to do it is eat a lot. But then it's like, so I bulked, I think it was like 9 months. The first like 5-6 months, pretty good, pretty lean. But then the last couple months, it was a lot of fat. And the thing is like, especially with natural bodybuilding, dude, when you got to cut all this weight, you're going to lose a lot of muscle. So right. I'm never going to be doing a dirty bulk like that again. All right. I'm always going to try to stay lean. I mean, keep the body fat at least below 15%. Because, yeah, when I got up to there, I lost a lot of muscle. Then it's like pretty much I started from where I began.
Wow.
It was kind of a waste of time.
So you didn't want to show your physique. That's why you kind of stayed away from something.
I was I'm like, because I've always been like that, like, shredded look. And I always had a nice shredded physique, so I didn't really want to display that. But then I got back and I'm like, I'm not self-conscious about this. I'll show everyone. And so I made a couple of videos, showing me at the peak weight, and nothing to be ashamed of. You got to bulk up. It's fine. So And the whole thing is I think nowadays you just gotta be honest, and there's nothing wrong with being honest and showing the light with that. So it's like I'll show the physique when I was all bulked up. It's fine.
Wow,
But yeah, I
it
got
was crazy when that happened. I remember there was a rumor that something happened to you, like you know what I mean, like
yeah. People are like, "Oh, Jeff's dead. He died," and all this shit. I'm like, "Oh my god!" They come out with the most outlandish things.
well, when you got a big name like this, people will talk. People always talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, career-wise, I don't think that was very smart. Not posting for 9 months. What the hell was I thinking? So it was yeah, not a very good career move. But no, I think everything's good now. Career's moving pretty fast now. I'm happy with the natural bodybuilding and all that. I think it's a good career decision.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, the circuit doesn't start until I think like April next year for the next shows. So I'll probably take some time off, put some size on, because dude, I've been cutting since January. It's
That's incredible. So you got the pro card this year in natural bodybuilding, and you won the Olympia already.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick start, and there, especially when some of these guys have been competing for like 6 years, and I just show up and kind of disrupt the whole industry. There were some guys that were kind of pissed.
That's a big comeback. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they were pissed. What's the biggest difference? You remember you competed at the IBB Olympia, right? What's the biggest difference from that to competing at the natural Olympia? Besides, of course, being tested. Outside of that, what was the biggest difference?
The biggest difference is I think like backstage, the guys at this show the camaraderie was a little bit better. Everyone was kind of nicer and everything. Backstage Olympia, they're pretty serious, dude. Like ain't no one back there joking around, having fun. Everyone's like on a mission. So also I think like me knowing that all the guys are gonna be natural I'm going against. I mean, I was a little bit more confident. But even now, I mean, like, be after 8 years of competing, after of off of competing, I've built up a lot of knowledge and everything. So I think my my prep went a lot better this time than some in the past. Just in the past, man, I'd be like, I'd be the guy bragging about, oh yeah, I trained like 20 days in a row, no rest days. It's like you gotta have the rest days. Maybe when I was 18, I could get away with that. I'm 30 years old now. It's like, yeah, you ain't getting away with that. You losing muscle, you start stressing the body out. It's not the way to do it. You got to have the rest days.
Sure. Were you concerned that some bodybuilders at this natural show might be actually unnatural and they were cheating? Were you ever concerned about that?
I never really was too concerned about that. It's interesting because this INBA they have like a hall of shame that all the guys that failed the drug test they put their photo up on the website and then they're like kind of like shame them a little bit. So yeah, I mean, some of the guys, if they fail the test, I mean, you're gonna get called out. So I don't think people want to compete unnaturally and then they get their face up there on the Hall of Shame. So most of the people, I believe they're all natural. I don't really see any suspect physiques up there. Usually, when someone tells me they're natural, I take their word for it, unless it's like kind of obvious. But most of the time, I'll believe them.
So 8 years when you were off, were you primarily focusing on doing the modeling, doing kind of like promotional gigs, right? Was that kind of like 8 years of your life was all about?
Yeah, well, I started doing the acting and all that in 2019. I got a theatrical agent, commercial agent. I was kind of focusing on that, but I still was always training. I always had a nice home gym, always lifting consistently. I mean, the longest layoff I've ever had from training was maybe like a week and a half since or like 20 years. So it's like I'm always training, always got a good physique. But yeah, I've been kind of focusing on that, and now that I just won this natural Olympia, I'm kind of at like wondering where do I want to go with career wise. I've lived in Los Angeles for like 10 years now. It's like the reason why I moved here was to pursue the acting. So
Are you still pursuing it?
yeah, I'm still getting sent out on auditions and everything. So still going, but I don't think I've really like immersed myself completely. I was more serious back in 2019. I was doing more acting classes. I was studying at Elizabeth Mesnick. I did that for like a year, and I was pretty serious about like the acting. That's when I did like the Netflix series and booking some good auditions. And then the COVID happened. Everything kind of changed a little bit. So it's like, yeah, I definitely want to pursue that more, but I don't think I'm gonna I want to compete a couple more times, you know. I'm at a good age for it, so.
But you know, I agree with you. The business is very saturated right now. I mean, everybody's an influencer, right?
I mean,
Yeah, right.
when you started
It's
out, I
tough.
mean,
It's tough to break out.
Right, right. Yeah, for sure, man. Does that bother you when you go to the gym and there's so many cameras around?
Oh God, it's like, yeah, I gotta pick the certain gym to go to, man, because it's like I can only handle seeing tripods and shit so often, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at the dumbbell rack. I gotta be like moving out of the tripod way and like, yeah, it's a different world now, dude. But I'm just trying to keep up with it, you know.
I hear you.
I think we all are.
Which fitness influencers do you respect? Do you have like a few favorite ones that you actually had maybe some longevity in the game, or maybe new ones that you actually respect?
Uh, just everyone that's in fitness, man, I respect. So no one really comes to mind that I want to say.
That's a politically correct, huh? Politically correct.
If you can name some out, I'll be like yes or no.
What do you think about the rise popularity of C-Bomb? I mean, C-Bomb kind of came after you, and then obviously he's very successful in competition and on social media, right?
Oh yeah, he's kicking ass. Yeah, he's doing great. You know, I'm like after him doing the Prague Prague show last weekend. It's like, I mean, I wanted him to win because I like C-Bomb, but I think for the direction of the sport, it was the right move to make. You know, it's like if he would have won, I think it would have been kind of political because Martin. These open guys are another level, dude. Especially when he turned around, you saw the back, the thickness on that back of Martin was next level. So I think it was a good because if he would have won the show, it would have maybe kind of made the sport go like a different direction. So it's like, what's the point of open if the classic guy can beat him? But C-Bum, yeah, he's kicking ass, dude. This guy's doing good social media wise and everything. He's got a good team behind him.
Yeah, 100%. And I agree with you about the Prague thing because if he would have won, it's like basically he beat everybody for the men's open division. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because Martin, he placed fourth?
Yes, at Olympia. Yes, yes.
So that's like, I mean, I think C-Bum got potential, you know, if he really, because he always has to do that weight cap. So he could put some good size on. But hey, I like C-Bum. He's good. He's a good guy. He's got a good team behind him. Seems pretty smart. So he's doing good. Yeah, he was kind of like, I think he actually might be younger than me. It's kind of weird. I think he's like a year younger.
You turned 30 this year, right?
I just turned 30, yeah.
You're still very young, obviously, but yeah, he might be approaching 30. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're about maybe the same age.
In your opinion, is bodybuilding, is it health and fitness, or is it an extreme sport?
That was one of the newer things I actually incorporated.
I know you did the dirty bulk, right?
People are gonna get bigger, but there should always be the men's physique essence in it.
Have you ever gotten the feedback like they like you for the role, but like you're too muscular?
When trying to build muscle, you can't be doing 60-second rest and thinking you're gonna get bigger.